Hey everybody, my name is Patrick and I'm the founder of DisplayWorks software. About 11 months ago I launched DisplayWorks, and since then there have been numerous changes and updates, and I realized that I haven't posted any kind of update video to the channel and kind of wanted to do that and give an idea of where the software is, because I have been working on it quite hard, although sometimes not, but quite hard recently, especially to get some new features updated, and I'm really proud of it. And so I wanted to show off kind of the things that are in the program now that were different from when we launched, and then also talk about a couple of things that are coming up with the program that will launch in the new year, and also, as a thank you, offer a coupon code for both existing and new users to use to purchase the software a little bit more reasonably priced. That'll be towards the end of the video. So just kind of a quick layout of kind of where things stand right now. We are on version 1.3. 1.4 will come in the new year. There's no point in launching 1.4 exactly right now because there's no track meets for the next like 2.5 weeks. So 1.4 will come out very, very soon. Will be available on beta on the user group probably next week. And so there are a few features that I'm going to show on the devlog here that are not in there currently, but they will be very soon. So hopefully that makes sense. As far as the programs go, that we launched with both FinishLinks and EagleEye, Meet Pro and High Tech, and also FieldWorks. Coming to 1.4 will be FieldLinks as well. And then I hope to sign up another program sometime in the near future. Still kind of working out the details with that group, but I'm excited about that potentiality as well. One of the things that's really beneficial about DisplayWorks is that it is relatively agnostic to the software environment that you're in. We have stuff from all different brands that are able to come in very easily, and quite proud of that fact. So anyway, let's get into it, and I'll show you what's going on in the software. First of all, you're going to see that it's very different looking than what it was back when it launched. The launch was actually with a version of from FieldWorks, which I ported over and just used that as a basis to kind of get things going, but that was never going to be the plan to stay there long term. So here is the new user interface. And actually this is probably the version 2 of it. One thing I needed to do with this new UI was to make sure that it would fit on smaller screens. So right now the max width that it's going to be is going to be 768. So it should fit on a 720p screen much more easily. And you can see there's a bunch of new features here. So kind of indifferent to the order, but let's go with the save and load board configurations. Basically, you can save a board as it stands. Now, the program would save as you close the program every single time, but this way you can actually save a file and then you can go and retrieve that file. So if you are timing at multiple locations with different styles of boards, good to go on saving the different boards. The nice thing too is that this is actually going to be in plain text, or relatively plain text. So these files that are saved, they're very, very small, very lightweight, and they have all the information that is being saved in the file available to you. So if you wanted to tweak the sizes of some of the elements within the board, you could. I'm not sure that's very useful, but you do have access to it. Also, it's super easy to either save these to a cloud service or to email back and forth. So save and loading boards, something I always was hoping to bring in and just kind of didn't get around to it very early, but now it's there and you can use it. Also, we have another source selection here, which is blank, and that does exactly what it says. It just creates a blank board. But there are plenty of times where you would want to maybe have a blank board displayed. You wouldn't want to have results on it or whatever. And all these, both the sources and these styles, are callable from a program called DisplayWorks Remote, or DW Remote. Remote can run on any computer that you wanted to and communicate to the original DisplayWorks. I found this actually very useful because I do a lot of timing from the field during track season, whereas maybe a board controller is up in the press box. So I'm able to go from showing FinishLinks results to Meet Pro results if we have a delay in the action or something like that. I can call that from my FinishLinks computer. So any computer on the network can run DW Remote to change what's actually on the board. Now the standard layout hasn't changed a whole lot. There's a few extra options here and there, but for the most part, there's really nothing new or interesting. Also, since the program first came out, there is a streaming version as well that you can see. And that takes the settings from the standard version and then allows you to create a more streaming friendly board. In particular, it allows you to split both the time and then the results off into different areas. This is actually really super useful if you're trying to do streaming results. You wouldn't want to maybe have the time in the results in the one same area. You maybe want to split them apart, maybe put the time down in the lower right and then the running results over in the lower left. In the background for the streaming boards is a green screen, which is easy to crop out in most of the streaming software. Now the next big thing is multi, and what that means is multi-boards, and it is exactly like that. You are able to create multiple boards into one version of DisplayWorks. Now the question is certainly, why would I want to do this? Well, for us, actually for me, during cross-country season, I like to bring out my LED panels for big events, and I would like to show multiple different things on those panels. So personally, I would use a 2x3 configuration of the panel, so 2 high and 3 across, times 2, because I have, well, actually now 24, but anyway, but 12 panels total. So on the 2x3 on one side, I would have finish links results, maybe running 2 or 3 lines straight from finish links showing the athletes as they come across the line and what their time and place is. On the other 2x3, I would take the top 2x3 or the top 1x3 boards and put time there from finish links, and then the bottom 1x3 I would like to have the team scores coming from Meet Pro. So I can put all of these now together on one board for in DisplayWorks. Or additionally, if I'm timing a track event maybe and they have a big board in the stadium, I can put links results in one area, and then I can put team scores in another area. So they're kind of constantly running and refreshing team scores, and of course the links results that are live in person. Now, it's getting the information from the save boards. So whatever boards you are saving to the program, to your drive or whatever, your documents folder, wherever you're getting them, that's what you're actually loading into the multi-board world so that you can actually operate these boards. It's very simple. You just load the board in, you set the location, and then you are basically good to go. You can create the boards. It's not that difficult, thankfully, but it is a little bit tricky to kind of understand the logic with it and how you want to actually set things up. Now the next big thing is multi, and what that means is multi-boards, and it is exactly like that. You are able to create multiple boards into one version of DisplayWorks. Now the question is certainly, why would I want to do this? Well, for us, actually for me, during cross-country season, I like to bring out my LED panels for big events, and I would like to show multiple different things on those panels. So personally, I would use a 2x3 configuration of the panel, so 2 high and 3 across, times 2, because I have, well, actually now 24, but anyway, but 12 panels total. So on the 2x3 on one side, I would have finish links results, maybe running 2 or 3 lines straight from finish links showing the athletes as they come across the line and what their time and place is. On the other 2x3, I would take the top 2x3 or the top 1x3 boards and put time there from finish links, and then the bottom 1x3 I would like to have the team scores coming from Meet Pro. So I can put all of these now together on one board for in DisplayWorks. Or additionally, if I'm timing a track event maybe and they have a big board in the stadium, I can put links results in one area, and then I can put team scores in another area. So they're kind of constantly running and refreshing team scores, and of course the links results that are live in person. Now, it's getting the information from the save boards. So whatever boards you are saving to the program, to your drive or whatever, your documents folder, wherever you're getting them, that's what you're actually loading into the multi-board world so that you can actually operate these boards. It's very simple. You just load the board in, you set the location, and then you are basically good to go. You can create the boards. It's not that difficult, thankfully, but it is a little bit tricky to kind of understand the logic with it and how you want to actually set things up. Okay, so now we have both these boards loaded in, But of course we need to offset one of these boards by the horizontal distance of board 1. And you can put these on screen. They're labeled board 1, board 2, just because that kind of makes the most sense. And you can see we've got two different shapes here as far as indicating that we've got multiple sources coming in. So let's load in some Finish Links data and some MeetPro data. And you can see we've got data on screen coming in from two different sources. Now, one of the things I'm going to be doing with this is expanding the number of inputs that we can actually have to different sources, because we might want to have multiple inputs from field events especially. But anyway, there's going to be a little bit of an expansion of this. Currently, you can show 4 different styles of boards on screen. I plan to bring that number up to 6 in the very near future. There's nothing particularly difficult with it, but 6 would probably be the most number that you would actually want to see at any given point in time. So that's the plan for that. But yeah, I mean, obviously this is not using good space right now, but this is just an example that it's actually running and it's bringing in inputs from different things. Hey everybody, this is me from the future. I thought I was done with the video, but I forgot complex transitions. And it's something that I worked really hard on back in the last month and a half or so. Basically, now there's still the simplified transitions, which kind of softly bring things in. You might not even notice that it's happening, but the complex ones you should actually notice, because instead of just kind of showing up on screen, things will come in and kind of do a little bit of a soft bounce, basically. This is much more kind of broadcast style way of looking at stuff and having things come in, but also there's some logic internal within DisplayWorks that's going on always. So if you have a board with multiple lines and maybe you're evaluating a Finish Links image and places 1, 2, and 3 don't change, but 4 and 5 do, 4 and 5 will do the animation structure, but not 1, 2, and 3. So you're not kind of constantly refreshing the board and doing the bump thing and everything. So that's been running in the background, so you kind of understand what's happening with it, but I just wanted to make sure that it was included because I am really proud of it. I like it quite a bit. Now, one thing I do want to quickly note is that I do listen a lot to the users and asking for suggestions of ways that we can improve the program. So if you're thinking about like, well, I would really like to use this, but it's not doing this, don't be ashamed to reach out and say, hey, is there any plans for this? Or I would kind of like to see this incorporated. I can look into the viability of adding that as an option, no problem. So we are coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the initial release, and so as a thank you, I have created a coupon code to purchase the software, which is DevLog. If you go to the link in the description below, you can purchase the software. It's 10% off right now using that coupon code. That coupon code will work through the end of January 2024. So that's kind of our yearly sales cycle. And it does work for new users and existing users alike. If you are an existing user, your license would be renewed essentially for an entire year. If you're a new user, it goes from the date that you purchase. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you have any questions about software, feel free to leave a comment down below. Happy holidays.